Hello and welcome to an Eternium video, part of the Mage Builds mini-series. Today we're going to look at one of the strongest sets there is. This is probably the second strongest build for pushing, certainly once you've got things set up correctly. We're going to be using Stormcaller Regalia. This is a critical build for push. The way that the build works is that you're looking at using blizzards and arc lightning singularity. What we're trying to do is get our targets to become lightning struck. That will increase all nature damage taken by 100% and reduce the damage that they deal by 50% for 5 seconds. Nature damage, arc lightning, singularity. The 4-piece bonus arc lightning damage against the targets that are lightning struck is increased by 1000%, and the 6-piece bonus, which is the thing that does the most damage in this, if singularity is doing damage to a target that is lightning struck, then it has a chance to spawn an event horizon. The event horizon will just sit there, but it slows all the targets in the area of effect, and it's doing damage equal to 200% of singularity as nature damage to everyone in the target area. If we round up a large group of enemies, drop blizzard and singularity into them, we're going to spawn a lot of these event horizons, which is going to kill all the enemies very quickly. So, stats wise, these probably aren't the ideal distribution, but this is what I'm going with for now. Crit rating, crit damage, ability rate, power. I've put in some vitality simply because we don't have a celestial set here. Osmosis enchant for push, so every time we deal damage to a target, roughly every 2 seconds we'll add an extra stack of osmosis, and that will keep increasing. Necklace, this is just one that I generally use. Crit rating, haste, crit damage, life on hit. Got some armour on there, and power enchant. On the shoulders, crit rating, crit damage, ability rate, more life on hit, and crit damage down here. On the chest, haste, crit damage, power, life on hit. I've put in vitality just for a bit of survivability, and I've enchanted with vitality as well. The integralis mantle, crit rating, crit damage, haste, ability rate. I've stuck this haste on here. It's not actually doing anything. Power would probably be a better enchantment than this, but I can't be bothered to replace it. But bit of power is better than a bit of haste in this case. The brooch of the Stormcaller, crit rating, crit damage, power and nature damage. Talisman of Storms is crit rating, crit damage, power and nature damage. Again, I had a spare slot, so I stuck in some vitality. On the gloves, crit damage, crit rating, haste and power with dodge rating added in. Bracer, crit rating, crit damage, vitality and nature. You want an arc lightning bonus for your Bracer of Mastery. If you have Bracer of Mastery unlocked, we want to be using arc lightning, and as we've seen with all these nature bonuses going on, as well as the lightning struck effect, then that's going to really push up the damage that arc lightning's doing. The belt is crit rating, crit damage, dodge rating, nature damage. It gives you a lot of deflect rating. It does take off some armour, and again the deflect rating comes from deflected attacks. I thought I recall somewhere in this build doing something. I've temporarily forgotten why. Pants, movement speed, crit damage, haste, power. with movement speed added on. Boots, movement speed, crit damage, haste power, movement speed. General ring sitting around, crit rating, ability rate, power, crit damage. I've got some crit rating enchanted on there. And crit rating, ability rate, power, crit damage, more crit rating. Weapons, crit rating, crit damage, ability rate, haste. And we've got, I think it's Pyromaniac here, chance to on hit cause target to burn for 1000% weapon damage for 5 seconds. That happens about 40 times a minute. And the Akamar is reduced damage taken from a distant target by 20%, so a little bit of extra survivability for us. Good thing with this weapon is that we get a ripple doing 10,000% weapon damage every time any of our abilities finish cooling down. And if we are killed, instead of dying, we'll get a protective bubble for 6 seconds, which will completely heal us. Obviously we don't want to die too often or have that trigger, since it's got a 90-second internal cooldown. On the abilities, Frostbolt, which is probably helping Blizzard with a bit more damage. Arc Lightning, which is our main attack. Then we've got Blizzard, Singularity, so these two to try and spawn those event horizons. Time Warp, very useful skill. It'll increase the damage that we do and our attack speed. It will slow the enemy's attack speed as well. That lasts for 8 seconds. On the passives we have Power Infusion, Endurance. I've got Celerity sitting there doing not a great deal. Glass Cannon, if you've got the toughness, is better than Celerity. I've just got that in there for now. So let's take a look at Troll 120 and see if I can not make a complete pig's ear of the playstyle. Okay, let's take a look at Trial. Do we want a static boss or something that moves around? Let's take a look at 125. I don't really like playing 125 in the desert because the game's pathing is terrible. Very close to dying. So Blizzard, we should get a lot of event horizons in there that have wiped out most of those, so let's just move on. Yeah, pathing is hopeless. We can carry on playing with this little group, why not? We can safely ignore those and keep on running. Should be enough. Be nice to fight Kara somewhere over here. So Time Warp means that she's going to attack rather slowly on us. This is where the build does fall down a little bit, in that it's not particularly great on single target enemies. But we got through, what, 2.5 minutes. So Event Horizon doing most of our damage, Arc Lightning popping up there, lightning effect coming from one of the other skills, Ripple off the staff with our ability cooldowns, and then Singularity chipping in at the bottom. But it's a combination of Singularity and Blizzard spawning these Event Horizons that just wipe out everything. It's the key to how the build works, and then you run around and play it in a much better way than I did. So thank you very much for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask down below. Actually, before I go, if you want to look at some proper builds for this, Kinu here, Clear Troll 163. As I said, it's a very strong set. When you've got all the celestial items, definitely take a look at his build and stat distribution, and Hegemony as well, who I think plays on mobile. So if you're watching Hegemony and you can confirm that was done on mobile, I'll say massive congratulations at clearing 162 on there. So it looks like a very viable alternative for mobile players compared to the normal Frostbeam. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Any questions or comments, ask down below, and I'll see you again next time.